Hello, 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 and welcome to Queen Mother Speaks. Looks like what we're showing right now is the Queen Mother Speaks stool. We're going to talk to you about that a little later, but right now, we're just going to come over to Queen Mother. Thank you for tuning in today. This is Queen Mother Speaks every Wednesday, every week, live at 10 a.m. New York time, 5 p.m. Kenya time. Welcome, 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 welcome. Our co-host, Nana Afua Adezewa, also known as Terry Kemp, is in studio today. She's going to let you know in a moment who also is in studio today, but we just want to talk about the fact that we are right now in season 9. Remember, season 8 was when we were celebrating 2 years of being online. Season 9 takes us into the first season of season 3. So, season 9. So, we are in season 9 and episode number 3. Our theme is the same. If not you, who? If not now, when? The time is now. And the whole point of the theme is to juggle your mind and to have you think about what is it that you can do and giving yourself a chance to really step up on the plate. We're 3 months away from a new year. Step up on the plate and see the things that you can do to make your life work because the time is now. And that is the real message in the message for you to do something about it. For you to do something about it. All right. We're going to ask if you would be kind enough to hit the like button, the share button, the comment button, and let us know who you are and where you're coming from. We like to give a shout out to Eric Ogungo, Esther Mathoni, Lydia Figa. In these people are in Kenya and the United States, Atlanta, Georgia. Hello to Abimbola, Lady Mo, Ursula Anderson, Michelle, Ernestine, High Priestess Seychard, Carmen, and Tina, all from Atlanta. All right, we're not going to go now to Nana. Nana, tell us who we have in studio today.
Well, I am so excited to tell you that we have Mary Cordelia back. She is and has a company called BLISSIPLINE. So if you are like me and Queen Mother Denunio, you hardly have time for yourself or things you want to do because you're so busy taking care of everybody and everything else around you. And anytime you see something that needs to be done, you do it. So today, I'm excited to say that we're going to focus on Mary Cordelia's programs. And I want her to go in depth about it because though we've had the free link, I have not been able to go into it. I've been moving. I have 2 daughters that are expecting, and one is due October 26th. And so I went to Ohio. I'm now in Jacksonville, Florida. And my life has been a whirlwind in moving and visiting and trekking across the country. But I need BLISSIPLINE, and I know you do too. So I have coined this hashtag self-care 2020. Now we've said that all year, but I've taken it to heart this month. And now I need the BLISSIPLINE part in my life. I totally realize that.
All right.
So Mary is our guest
Very
today.
good.
And
Yes.
Mary, will you greet our audience?
I forgot I muted myself. Hi, everybody. So nice to see you.
Hey.
Just
Good to
not
see
see
you
everybody
too.
out there too. Hello.
So are you in Virginia this morning?
Very good.
No, I'm in New York State. We live in the Catskills, in the mountains.
Okay. No wonder you've got such peace. Okay, so Dash, back to you.
Quiet.
And we'll be
All
back
right.
to you
Thank
from
you for
Mary.
that, Nana. Yes. We'll be back in a little bit with more of our co-host Nana and with the vivacious Nana. And of course, Mary will come back and be sharing with us big time about BLISSIPLINE. Now, we did have someone else scheduled to be on the show today, but for whatever reason, they could not be on the show today. So we look at that as a blessing in disguise because it's given us an opportunity to talk fully with Mary about the BLISSIPLINE program. We want to say blessings to all of our faithful fans, fans, and happy birthday to those born in the month of August. From the West Coast, USA, those people have to get up mighty early to tune into the Queen Mother Speak show. And I want to thank Red, Adisa, Kwashi from Los Angeles. There's also Tashmia, Nyla, Hakika, and Samantha from San Francisco getting up at 7 a.m. to tune into Queen Mother Speaks. Oh, that makes me feel so very, very special. I want to invite you to continue to stay safe, wash your hands, and be alert. And do this just because you want to, not because some government or someone is asking you to, but because it makes sense for you to do that for yourself. Thank you again for tuning in to Queen Mother Speaks, a safe space for information, inspiration, and expression. Bonga Dada Bonga. Bonga Dada Bonga is a new platform for women's voices. It comes on every Thursday. You can catch it live at 12 noon New York time, 7 p.m. Kenya time on Thursdays. Bonga Dada Bonga on Thursdays. So, what is this thing that we call Queen Mother Speaks? It's a community platform for commentary and conversations on issues that matter. Our goal is to inform, to inspire. We want to have you laugh. We want to ignite you into doing something you want to do. Our goal is to educate you, to give you updates on expatriating to Africa, words on worthy events, wisdom from the elders, and we do warm, witty dialogue with our guests, and we do a boutique of quotes and inspirational verse. Now, from the Art of Living Institute, we had an online breathing session over a year or so ago. But we now breathe like this to the count of 8. Then we're going to hold to the count of 8. And then we're going to release it. Just let it come out to the count of 12. Each time it's through your nose, breathing in through your nose, holding it to the count of 8, and then releasing slowly, slowly, slowly through your nose again. And that's what we're going to get ready to do. Then after that, we're going to do our meditative reading. Okay? So are we ready? Let's start with our breathing. Here we go. Breathing in to the count of 8 through your nose. Not your mouth, not your mouth, through your nose. Let's go. Again, breathe in through the nose. Okay, one more. Mm. Okay, I hope you felt that the way I did. Thank you for breathing the breath of life with me. And in this moment, we're going to go to our meditation reading. I'm going to repeat the topic 3 times, and I'm asking you to listen with your heart. I am in love every moment of every moment. I am in love every moment of every moment. I am in love every moment of every moment. Do you commit to unconditional love? Each day, do you say, I love you? You are the best person that you actually know. You are the mess up and you are also the excellence. You are your protector, your safety net. Your love is your own security. Divine love resides within you. A magnificent intelligence supports your every moment of every moment. Your zest and zeal for life are sustained with patience, peace, wisdom, and love. Your steps are deliberate and purposeful. You value who you are. I say yes. I say yes. I am in love with every moment of every moment. I am my power, my support, and wisdom. I am my healer. I am my own lover. Hallelujah. I laugh. I cry. I also forgive. I sometimes seem impatient and chaotic, but I'm patient and I'm peaceful. Sometimes I judge, and yet I am compassionate. I love myself in all ways, always. Thank you, understanding in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within. And so it is. Our scripture reading for today is he who gets wisdom loves his own soul, and he who keeps faithfulness shall find good. That's Proverbs 19 and 8. Proverbs 19 and 8. All right, thank you for that, and thank you for being with us through our breathing and our meditation for today. I'm going to bring Nana back in, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the AHADI pads. Are you ready, Nana? Here we
Ready?
go. All right.
Well, we try to do and help a lot of different causes. And the AHADI menstrual pads are our project because some of the things our viewers don't know about Africa is many of the countries still view menstruation, which is natural and normal for all women worldwide, monthly, is that in some parts of Africa, they view that as illness, disease, and weakness. And during that time, the girls and women cannot go to work, they cannot go to school. Many places still don't have modern waste management systems like we do in other countries. So the AHADI pads is a case that's developed that we want to give to hundreds of young ladies and women in 5 different communities. So we need your help. We want to give them 4 reusable pads. They're washable, they last for a year, and it has 2 pairs of panties in each pack. This will enable them to go to work, to go to school, continue their education, and it's very, very important, as you know, for female or women's empowerment. It's not a disease, it's normal and natural, and we need more education in different places for women. And this is our project for this year. So what we want you to do is we want you to donate $10 in American money. Queen Mother can tell us what it is in Kenya shillings, but we're going to be collecting funds by PayPal and by, Josh, what is it called?
M-Pesa.
M-Pesa. Thank you. So in some of the countries in Africa, M-Pesa is the way to do it. And I'm going to put it up on the screen, and we're going to put it on our Facebook pages, because for $10, we can change the life of young women and of girls and do menstrual and feminine education in 5 different villages, some in Ghana and some in Kenya. So we want your help, because you know how you would feel if you could not go to work, could not go to school, or just couldn't go out and function during your day as a woman. And this will help them to realize that this is normal and natural and empower them the way the women around the world in modern countries are empowered. And let me not just say modern countries, because even though the country can be modern, where you are is limited. And that's the case in the 5 villages that we're going to use. So we want you to donate to PayPal. It's Dasha King at gmail.com. DASHA King at gmail.com. So please look in our chat. We're also going to put it in the comments for you and on our Facebook pages. So Queen Mother, I want to thank them. Also, one of the reasons I wanted to call our attention to both the AHADI PADS and to Mary Cordelia's program, BLISSIPLINE, is today is self-evaluation day. Evaluate your life. And many of us don't take time to do that. And I am really, really guilty of it. We have all these great sayings, we have all these things we post, but have you taken time to say, have I checked my sight? Have I checked my hearing? Have I checked my blood pressure? Have I had a physical exam this year? And for many of those, my answer is no. And today we're going to get into a little bit about it because I did a self-evaluation. Evaluate your life, evaluate your finances, evaluate your mental health. Are you emotionally stable following COVID? If you've had COVID, many of the things that they're discovering is that COVID has affected the hearing of many people. And we'll tell you about that a little later on. It's also giving them difficulty breathing over long term. So we want to help you with the breathing, with evaluating your life and being at peace. Queen Mother, back to you.
Thank you so very much, Nana. Now we're going to bring Mary Cordelia on screen, and she's going to be talking to us about the BLISSIPLINE program. Now, if you've been keeping up with Queen Mother Speaks, you know that we've been featuring the BLISSIPLINE program. This is our 4th session in talking about discipline. Why so many times? Because BLISSIPLINE is just that important to us, to the world, and we hope today you can find out why it's also important for you, and that you also get a chance to check out the link and see what BLISSIPLINE is really all about. Now, BLISSIPLINE is about, it's a practice that strengthens our ability to weather challenges. A practice that strengthens our ability. Talk to us, Mary.
Yes. It's so great you because one of the things that I was thinking while you were starting, with this moment, if not me, then who, and if not now. And we always say in BLISSIPLINE, you have to rock it till you grok it, which was a little joke we came up in one of the earlier classes, but the idea being that you got to do it in order to know it for yourself. And this is why it's a practice. It's really, if you read about it, if you hear about it, you can know about it, but it isn't yours until you experience it for yourself. And so that's why it's a practice. And so I love this. If not me, then who? And if not now, then when? This moment is where our power lies, in this moment. And then the other, I'm in love every moment, every moment. So here we are in this moment. And when we narrow it down to this moment, it becomes quite easy. When we try and take our whole life and the whole world into context, it can be really overwhelming. So we narrow it down to this moment, and we choose a practice that supports us in this moment. And what BLISSIPLINE does, like anything else, it teaches you the skill of having the choices, of knowing which might help right now, not because someone told you, oh, Mary, this is a really good idea, but because you've tried it and and it's yours. So I let me go ahead and talk to people about how they can get the support of BLISSIPLINE. Nana was saying that she hasn't yet had time to start the free trial, and I get it. This is the truth. We are all so busy. And so what I wanted to suggest is, for anyone who feels like, oh, I'd like to learn more about this, but I don't know when I'm going to get to it, the first thing to do is come to the BLISSIPLINE.life that's on the screen there, BLISSIPLINE.life, and that's just a very simple one-page thing that gives you a teeny little intro to BLISSIPLINE, but there's a big old button in the middle, and click on that button, and that will take you to a Facebook group. And in that Facebook group, you can stay forever, and it'll be free forever. And I will be participating as long as I continue to work. And that will stay connected, and you can get daily support. For example, right now, in the month of October, we are practicing developing skill with the mind, befriending the mind, in that group, in the free group. And then in November, we're going to work on the thought, the feelings and the emotions. And then December, we're going to work on putting those together. So we're always working in there. So you can do that. That's year round. And then when you're ready, go to this other thing. And I suggest you keep this because this is a little link just for you guys. I share this sometimes in the group, but not that often. And this is the one with the tinyurl.com/bliss-free trial. And when you go there, there's a page, talks about it for a lot. And there's, again, a big old button. And you can click and join for free for, I think it's a week. And listen, if you need more, message me. You can have as much free as you want. But you join for a week, you go in and start playing around with it. And I'm always around and I'm always happy to answer questions. So when you're ready to start the week trial, do that. But if you want to do it now and just reach out to me later, feel free. My main desire here is to empower people. And truly, empowerment is here and now. Empowerment is here and now. Now, we need to understand how I can say, okay, this moment, what's going on? What can I do about it? Not so much in necessarily a reactive putting out fires way, although if there's a fire, put it out, right? But more in the like, okay, I'm waking up this morning. How can I begin my day in such a way that I set myself up? Where are the areas in which it will be beneficial for me to grow? How can I support that in this moment? Not a 10-day plan or a 21-day plan or a 10-year plan, right here, right now. And then we actually begin to do it. That's what happens with BLISSIPLINE. We think, all right, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but today, right here, I have a sense of what to do. So that's the message of BLISSIPLINE. That's how we get started in BLISSIPLINE. Oh,
so
hi,
Mary, so right here, right now, can I go? I've got the link up. Let me go ahead and go into it, if that's okay with you.
And certainly, and share the page if you want. I don't know if you can do a screen share, whatever you want.
Okay, so it says 21 days of BLISSIPLINE.
Yes.
So where do I go from here? Activate the free trial now.
There you go. See, it's pretty straightforward.
You know what I just realized? My screen is different because I have increased the size of my screen. So if you're happy and your fonts are big, then you have to scroll down. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen anything to do. So now I'm clicking on Join Today, totally free. Then it says Kick the Tires. Hello, I'm so happy you decided to take advantage of our Kick the Tires offer for 21 days of BLISSIPLINE. Here's how it works. Because Mary, you know what? You've given us this link for a long time now. And I am one of the worst at taking care of everybody but myself. So
I hear you.
With this move, I realized that though I don't feel stress, I don't feel like I'm stressed. I feel like everything is okay. When I went to the doctor the other day, it was Friday of last week. I was sitting there talking to them just like I'm talking to you all. But when they took my blood pressure, I looked at the lady's face and I said, oh, by the way, I have white coat syndrome. So don't panic. I'm still alive and I'm going to keep on living. My blood pressure was 205 over 130. Talking to them just like I'm talking to you all. Didn't feel stress. It's a silent killer. And now I didn't have a care in the world. Everything's paid for the month. I have food, I have shelter, I have not a care in the world. But my body doesn't agree with my mind.
Right.
So I told them, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to breathe, doing the breathing from the Art of Living Institute and from my martial arts training. I said, I'm going to slow my heart down. And I did all the stuff, when you're going to the doctor, you do all the stuff you're supposed to do. You take all your vitamins, you drink water and everything before you go. And I did all of that. So within an hour, I had dropped my blood pressure down to like 145 over 85.
Yes.
Okay. Even though that's still not where they want it, they could see that for whatever reason, my body just goes ballistic. So the BLISSIPLINE is a way that I can help calm my body because I didn't realize that my heart is a muscle. So then I had been saying all this stuff for other people. Go make, and especially Queen Mother, I was nervous because of the election coming up and violence in the country. I was nervous if she has not a day not feeling well. I don't realize what my concern for others has done to me over the years. So I'm 65 now. So I have been saying, peace and love and happiness and faith and peace and all the stuff to other
Great.
people every day. But I didn't know. So the other day, Mary, I went for my hearing test also and found out that I do need hearing aids. So self and life evaluation is the theme for today. So back to this BLISSIPLINE. It's very quick and easy, audience. So I hope you'll take the link. Let's put the link up. Yep. And I want you to go click on it with us. So I'm going to pull it down because I shrunk my screen. That's why I put my glasses on. So there's joy in the journey. So I'm clicking on the blue button. And as she said, if you need help because you're not computer savvy, that's okay. Okay, so we have this wonderful.
Yeah, that really is.
Oh, it says I need to switch accounts. I don't know what for, but I did. Choose the account. I did. That's my computer setup. Okay, so it says put your email in. And if you use your email on very much, many of this populated just like mine did. So everything is already populated. It's telling me I'm sorry, let me go ahead and tell you what populated. My first name, my last name, and now it's asking for the name I use on Facebook. So
right. And of course, the reason I want that is some people use different names. So when you come into Facebook, I'll know who you are.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Which is great. I think it's good to have privacy,
Okay. Well, I have a Mrs. Teresa R. Kemp, which is my author's page. I don't even like social media, Mary, but believe it or not, I have 6 Facebook pages.
Yeah, I hear you.
We struggle to go and learn all the new bells and whistles.
Yes. And so just to be clear for anyone who hasn't caught on, there's only 4 fields on this page.
It's super easy.
It's just email address, first name, last name, and Facebook name. That's the whole application process.
Okay.
So then it says, click on this link to go to the group. And then click on join group, enter your email, and that is it. And it says, hooray, 21 days of BLISSIPLINE. So I was reading everything, and then I was trying to make up my mind on, and I'm already on the Facebook page, 21 days of BLISSIPLINE, clicking join the group. And it says about this group that it's private, and it says my membership is pending approval. Hi, please give us the email you used when you registered as, and an admin will add you as soon as possible. So again, mine will populate. Got it. And you click submit, and that is all it is. And it gives you a little bit about the history.
That's the whole process.
It is. It is.
Yes.
So we have no excuse for not doing it, because it would be even faster than that if you have, if you already know which Facebook page you want to use.
Well, most people are not like you, Nana. They don't have 8.
Well, it would.
Most people are not like you.
And you know what, Mary? I didn't have the courage to tell her that with my website, I have 10. So I have a total of 18.
Wow. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I did in trying to simplify my life this year is I then took my website emails down to one main one, which is like a catch-all. Because, with a website, when you visit a website, you have a contact us page. You have a shop now, place for the shop, emails that pertain to shopping, emails that come just for the travel page. So if people want me to travel to come do historic presentations or book signings, I have that one. And then you have one for people with research questions or genealogy questions from my family page. I have a kids page. So if your email solely about children and history or having them visit many sites, I have that one too to go with my children's books. So before you know it, I've got 18 pages just with my social media.
Right.
That'd be stressful. So I simplified that. So I'm going to go through my life the rest of this year and simplify things. But I have a podiatry appointment. I had a a hip replacement, bilateral hip replacement in 2016. Then I had a hip replacement surgery last year. The one last year, I did not know, but I have a limb discrepancy, which means one leg is now longer than the other. And it was causing my ankle to hurt. So I'm running around taking the aspirin, taking the Tylenol. So I went to the podiatrist who gave me all this stuff to do. And I did most of it. I dropped 50 pounds. I do the ankle exercises. I elevate. I iced. But still, after a year, I had the nagging pain and didn't know why. So I went to the podiatrist, which I have no excuse. You know, I don't have a zero copay. And that's another thing I want our viewers to do, which is I want you to evaluate your health insurance. What do you need? What do you pay for every month out of pocket? What should you need? Do you need medication? You don't know until you get everything tested, and it's painless. That's the message that I want to say. And it's important because we lost so many people last year, each of us.
Yeah.
Each of us. And Mary, I don't even know you that well, but weekly we have young people that are dying. The doctor I went to, Josh, told me that a young man, 28 years old, had COVID and has lost his hearing completely. We didn't even know. I've never even heard that could even happen. But I was happy because, you know, they when I scheduled the appointment Friday, when I got there, they go, "Oh, well, welcome. We're here. We're going to give you your tour today." I said, "So I won't see a doctor?" They're like, "No." So I had to come up with a good reason to see the doctor, even though I felt good. My goal was to get checked that day. So I said, as a walk-in. So if I had insisted, Dash, I'd have gone home without any prescription for medication.
You know, I wanted to say something about Nana when you did that thing with your blood pressure. You know, you were able to do that because you had already done it. You know what I mean? It wasn't in that moment. You said, "Oh, I know, I'll come up with this practice of deep breathing," and you knew it. And this is really a big part of what the point is. You want to get out ahead of things. You know, you don't want to wait until things are just, you know, a crisis point. And I love that you have this art of living breathing. And I especially love too, Queen Mother, when you start the practice and everybody does the breathing together, you know, the 8 in and the hold and the out. And the fact that you actually lead people through it, because it is that doing of it where we empower ourselves, that doing of it. And then there you were in this pretty crisis situation. Like those are some high numbers, but you had the resources within you. And that's power.
Yes. And on that same note, for our viewers and some of my friends, they don't know because I only see them when I'm healthy. But I had colon cancer in 2007. And Dash went with it. Yeah, stage 4. So I have actually did chemotherapy, radiation, surgery. Then the side effects were congestive heart failure, both hips replaced from the radiation. And then I was in hospice twice and the pain management palliative care. That's a lot. And I just skipped through it like, you know, people were dying around me. And I found that I did not take time to grieve death. I outrun it by staying busy.
Yeah.
And I was on an 11-hour drive from Atlanta to Dallas, Texas, April. And that's, you know, I'm in the car by myself. I took my grandbaby, Dash, who just woke up not long ago. And he was 1.5 years old. So I'm just talking to him, telling him about life, telling him all kinds of stuff, and realized I don't grieve the deaths of my friends, my first husband, my family members, my parents. I keep outrunning it, which is okay. Yeah. But people grieve differently, and you need to make sure how you come up with a strategy. As Mary was saying, we have a strategy for stuff. So 40 years ago, I've done karate over 40 years, but my coach would have us lay down and breathe and listen for our heart first. And once you hear your heart, you slow it down as much as possible, almost trying to stop it.
Yes.
And one day I woke up in about 2013 and my heart was beating like a drum, just, but it kept on going. And I thought to myself, I can't go this long. I can't go on like this forever. Something's going to happen. What? how do I stop it? So I grab the phone and I call, and my heart is beating. I don't know if you all can hear this, but it's just beating, beating,
Wow.
beating, 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 beating. And I go, I call them up. I said, my heart is racing. How do I stop it? They go, we don't know. Why is your heart racing? I'm like, I don't know. I was sleeping. I woke up and it's beating like a drum and it won't stop. And that's when I thought, okay, what am I going to do? They can't help me. They can't get here in time. That's when you have like an aneurysm or something gives,
Yeah.
it bursts. That's what an aneurysm is, and you don't know how to stop it. So I began, a coach had taught me trying to stop my heart. And it finally slowed down, slowed down, slowed down. And it's the same art of living breathing that we've been featuring here on our show, where you can slow down. And that's the only reason I got to go home on Friday and not to the hospital with blood pressure numbers that high.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And, go ahead.
Excuse me. The another thing we do in the BLISSIPLINE is we do a little education on the nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system is the part that controls like your heart rate and things like that. Okay. And certain things like your breath, for example, is a mixture of intentional and autonomic, meaning you can hold your breath, right? But there come a moment, if you hold it long enough, you can't hold it any longer. Your body will breathe. You don't have any choice over that. And of course, that's important because we never make it out of, the first week of our life otherwise. So we begin to understand the parts we can control and the parts we can't control. But the thing is, the parts we can't control, like, for example, our heartbeat, and I'm putting it in quotes, can't, right? You actually can if you come in the back door, if you pay attention to your emotional state, if you pay attention to your breathing rate, if you pay attention to, so while you can't directly lie there and slow down your heart, like slow down, and if you do that in a frightened way, it won't work because you're actually doing the opposite. You can develop the skills of self-soothing. You can develop the skills of settling the nervous system. And then as the nervous system settles, it slows the heart. And so this is what we begin to understand, how we navigate these systems in our body better. So it's so great you did that. And who knows how it might have saved your life,
It did save my life. And
I believe it.
Let me tell you, Queen Mother, you can remember back when they first were saying, when she said they were going to get them on, you know what my response was? I said, I've had, when you have congestive heart failure, your lungs fill with fluid and it's pressure on your lungs and you can't even lay down flat. So if you can't lay down on your back flat, that's a symptom that you've got fluid or something going on with your lungs, because it's almost like you feel like you're going to drown.
Right.
So I was not even able to hold my breath for 8 seconds, breathe in for 8 seconds. I could only breathe in for 3 seconds when we first brought the Art of Living Institute on. So then I would say, take me off camera because I am not being able to do this. But I would do the breathing in the background and I would do it more and more. And so it's very important. We've had the drumming on. We've had so many different people on to tell us how to calm down, how to take care of ourselves. Can you think of all the guests, Queen Mother?
I don't know if I can think of all the guests, but there's been lots of ways. We've had a young sister, I think her name was, I want to say Mary Smith. I'm not sure about the name. She's a psychologist. She's a spiritualist and also a psychologist. And she came with some very good methods for us as well. And believe it or not, I ran into her just a couple of days ago. I haven't seen her since before the pandemic. And we had her on the show during pandemic. And I haven't seen from or talked to her since, but I did see her just the other day. And I told her we're going to have her back on. And Mary, on one of your sessions from last year, I had the two of you on at the same time.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, I think her name was Mary Smith, I want to say. I had two Marys.
I do remember. Oh, and, yes, I do. I remember. I knew there was another Mary. I remember.
So she now has her own show, which we'll be tuning in, and we'll have her back on the show to talk about her show. I think she calls it Mary's World or something like that.
Okay.
But we'll have her on to talk about the show. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about BLISSIPLINE. But I want to say that during the pandemic, why I decided to incorporate the Art of Living Institute breathing exercises into the Queen Mother Speaks program.
Okay.
Well, living in Kenya for me is what we call living abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And during the pandemic season, seems like every week or every other week we were finding out about someone else who had COVID or someone else who had made their final journey
Right.
away from planet Earth, right?
Right.
And sometimes I heard more than one of them in one day. And it would just make me wow to the point where I didn't want to do the show. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything other than just grieve.
Right.
And I remember Anju, one of the Art of Living Institute facilitators, she happened to call me one day when I was had a lot going on and experiencing a lot of people, at least two or three in one day transitioning. So she was saying to me, Queen Mother, breathe. And she just, in that moment, she called me for something else. We just stopped and started breathing, and I was crying, but it did calm me down. And after I got off the phone with her, I continued to do it because I kept crying and grieving over those souls. And let me say, when you cry and you grieve, for me, it's a natural thing to do. Crying to me is like when you urinate. If you don't do them, something is wrong on the inside. So I welcome my tears. I welcome my urination. And without them, something's wrong on the inside. So I allowed myself to
Yes.
have the tears, but I also allowed myself to breathe. And I would wake up, go to sleep, tearing and breathing, and wake up hours later and feel so different, like I was ready to face a new day.
Yes.
And of
Yeah.
course, I would go ahead and face, okay, that new day. And then I would breathe again, and I would sit in my prayer chair and breathe more. That's when I realized that the breathing really, really was helping me, and that I felt if I offered it through the show, perhaps it could also help others. And we've gotten countless testimonies of how that it has helped them, even as it has helped me. So we thank the Art of Living Institute for that. They will be coming on the show again this season 9, and giving us some. And now they're starting to show us different kinds and types of breathing exercises. So we welcome that, and we're grateful for that too as well. All right. So let's go back to Blissipline for a moment. So now, in the beginning part of Blissipline, right? We're just learning some basic stuff, but you just told us a moment ago how we go into dealing with the heart. Tell us some of the
Yes.
other things we're going to get inside of
Yes.
the Blissipline, please.
Yes. Well, so I was so pleased that you were talking about your crying and your emotions there. And so in, for example, the free group, as I said, we're doing thoughts and the mind this month. Next month we're doing emotions. And so we'll learn in there, and
Mhm.
this is an ongoing learning about the allowing of emotions, the essentialness of our emotional nature, and how utterly important it is, just as you said, Queen Mother, to let yourself feel stuff, right? You must cry. You must cry, just as you said, you must urinate. There are parts of ourselves that we learn to suppress, and we do it for all kinds of reasons. As a child, perhaps we need to
Mhm.
survive in various ways, and so we suppress feelings, or we get on with it, or maybe we're a young parent and there's no time for us to like sit around and feel sorry for ourselves. We have to keep going. So we learn to suppress, and so we just muscle through. And
Mhm.
of course, as Nana was saying earlier, she wasn't realizing how stressed she was, but her body told her different. And so in Blissipline,
Mhm.
we practice again, we practice
Practice.
noticing emotions. We practice
Practice.
feeling what is
Mhm.
present right now. And I come from the world of trauma healing, somatic experiencing, and there's a concept called titration, which is so important. What it means is you do a little teeny piece, and then you do a little teeny piece, and then you do a little teeny piece. And over time, the cumulative effect is like the Grand Canyon, over time, the cumulative effect is vast, but you don't have to like beat yourself up, and you don't have to like change your whole life. You do, but you do it with consistency that you begin to see, right now, am I moving in the direction of what I want or in the direction of what I don't want? And just make that little tip, And so these ways that we just begin to live what I call like BLISSIPLINE life, like this moment right here, right now. Am I in alignment with what I want, or am I aligned with what I don't want? Yes, I would like to tell you one story too. When I had COVID, I had it right about the beginning of the pandemic, and I was in bed for 5 weeks. I had it really bad, had lots of symptoms, lost my taste, lost my smell. I won't go into it too much, but all kinds of other weird things happened that were most unpleasant. And when I first got it, I did go to the hospital, and they did say, yes, you have some pneumonia, and they gave me some medication for that. And so I got this pulse oximeter, this thing you put on your finger that measures your oxygen levels. And in general, if the oxygen levels drop below 95, you want to find out what's going on, contact your doctor. But if they drop below like 92, they said you really should go back to the hospital. Well, mine were running anytime between 86 and 90 all the time because my lungs were so congested, but I wasn't going to go running back to the hospital every day. And so what I would do is I would sit and I would breathe really, really slowly. I wouldn't actually sit. I couldn't sit. I was too sick. I would lie in bed. And I would lie there and breathe really, really slowly in and really, really very consciously sitting with my breath, and watching the numbers on the oximeter slowly rise as I was reoxygenating my blood. And again, the reason I had the ability to do that is because I had practiced breathing deliberately in so many contexts. So similar to what Nana said and what you were saying about crying, we develop this wisdom in our relationship with our bodies, and it's empowerment, really. This capacity to say, okay, here I am, Mary, right here and now with this going on. How can I address it? And if I've never used the skills, they're not really available in the moment. But if I've practiced the skills, then when the moment arises, they come up naturally. We have the skill and we know it. So, but I want to get a little away from the seriousness for just a moment, because I think this is really important. We get very serious about stuff, and that's good. Life requires that, but you can't live that way. You can't live serious all the time. You got to live a little bit in joy. And this was the insight I had maybe about 5-10 years ago, I don't know when, that changed me from being like just a straight ahead therapist to wanting to be a BLISSIPLINE teacher, that we can develop experiential skills of happiness that are fun, that are enlivening, that are playful, that are delightful. And actually, Queen Mother, I know you did this already. If you do the very step 1 of the 21 Days of BLISSIPLINE, video number 1, at the end of it, it says, okay, here's some things to do. Go do things. And the idea is pick one and do it that day and report back. And tomorrow pick another and do it that day and report back. And these are fun things. These are pleasant things. These are delightful things.
Absolutely.
Fun. And the effect is you go and you do it, but then you notice its effect on you. And this awareness piece is so important, because now you say, this, and then I did that, and then I felt better. And then you do it again. And so the art of BLISSIPLINE really is largely about simply being right here, right now. What will help me feel better right now? What will help me have a thought that is more in alignment with what will help me, an activity? Let me do something fun. I have this thing I'll just share with you real quick. It's so silly. I got this. It's called a dance party, 30-second dance party. And it's actually this ridiculous little, and I got the bling version with the gold chain so you can wear it around your neck. The idea is you just push this ginormous button and you get 30 seconds of dance music to dance to.
30 seconds party.
Oh, I like that.
party,
I love
right?
it.
So you get a little
I
blood
love
moon,
it.
you get a little joy. And actually, if you just take a moment, the two you're dancing with me, notice right this second how you feel,
Hmm.
right?
I want
You,
more. I
you're
want more. I want more.
right. You feel excited, you feel energized, you feel joyful. And this is what's possible. We don't have to be so serious in an hour of sitting and meditation, breathing. Nothing wrong with that. I do it. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying it's not the only way. And that
Okay.
was the insight of Blissipline, that in these little incremental
Mm.
30-second dance parties, I'll just tell you one hilarious thing about this thing. It's got these you know, things that say what's great about it. And what's really funny is they have a bonus that says, look, now with more German. They have this German guy that begins with 30-second dance party, like this sort of, you
Oh,
know,
I
hilarious
love it.
Euro pop thing. So
Oh, wow.
those kind
You
of
know
little
what?
delightful joys.
Yeah, I
Now you're
really
muted.
want to, at some point, I don't know when, and I'm not so particular about who creates it, but I do want some fun things like that
Yes.
we can have on Queen Mother Speaks. I mean, I would love it if I had a Queen Mother Speak thing that's just about get your dance party on.
Why not?
So
30
that's like
seconds,
that's
right?
yeah, that's private labeling what someone else has done, of course, with permission and what else, licenses and all of the above. But I like that. I like that.
Yes,
We do
exactly.
intend to open up a Queen Mother Speaks treasure boutique where we'll be selling various items. Nana has a whole host of different types of hubs that we can sell for various things, and I like the idea of what you just had. And there's some other things I've been gathering that I intend to sell as unique items in the Queen Mother Speaks boutique that we do intend to have open in the year 2023. So thank you for
Wonderful.
that. Thank you,
My
thank you,
pleasure.
thank you, thank you. I want to make mention as we are nearing the end of the show for today. So what do we have? We have 6 minutes before the show will be ending today. We will be ending, if not right on time, a minute before time. But I just want to take a moment and give a shout out to Soul Vegetarian Restaurant. Now, we know SV from the States, but there is now a Soul Vegetarian Restaurant right here in Nairobi, Kenya. They are in Israel. They're in Germany, I understand. Of course, they're in the United States. And now there is one right. I think they're in Brazil, Jamaica, and there is one now here in Nairobi, Kenya. So the number locally is 0742-654-810. And they have donuts. I mean, in their dessert lineup, everything is vegan and everything is healthy. And you don't miss the sugar and you don't miss the eggs. Trust me. Okay. Thursdays, they do pizzas and you don't know that there's not any meat inside of that pizza. So please visit So Vegetarian wherever you are. Give them a shout out. Go check them out in whatever state you may be. We also want to give a shout out to Lucille's Kitchen. Now, Lucille's is a place where if it's sweets that you like to eat, then yeah, you want to go to Lucille. Lucille's number 0732 567 327. 0732-567-327 for Lucille's Kitchen. We also want to say that Miss Aisha Defala, who is known as Kenya's blood ambassador, is asking you and all of you to please go and make a donation to your blood bank. Why? Because it is needed. You never know the day that you're going to need blood. So please make time in your schedule. This is one of the things that we all should do in the world, and that is make time to make a blood donation to the blood bank in your community, blood bank in your city. I also want to speak on Mia, who is a young lady I met years and years ago. She has since grown up, gotten married, and moved over to Europe. And she's now doing a project with Action Aid to help build a much needed new classroom block for children attending a primary school. Okay, it's called Access to Education and Low Literacy Levels. It's a huge barrier remaining for young people living in poverty today. So Mia is doing a project in Rwanda where they are building classrooms, and you can donate to that project by going to www.justgiving.com/fundraising/Mia Farrell 1. I'm going to give it to you again. www.justliving.com fundraising/Mia Farrell 1. Again, they're building classrooms in Rwanda. Please check them out. Once again, we want to remind you to please share, comment, and like on the Queen Mother Speaks. So again, I run into you all the time and you're telling me you're watching the show. We'd love it if you would take the time. We'd love it if you would take the time out and tell us who you are and where you're tuning in from. Okay? Again, you can donate to the AHADI Reusable Pads fundraiser. PayPal, you can go to PayPal and you just go to dashaking@gmail.com. PayPal, Dasha, DASHA, Dasha King, KING@gmail.com to donate to the Reusable Sanitary Pads Project. We're asking for $10. The $10 would be a little kit, and that kit will go to one girl, as we've shown you. This is the kit that'll go to one girl, and inside there's 4 pads that she can use, and these 4 pads will last for 1 year. So she's going to get this little kit with 4 pads and 2 pair of underwear for just 1,000 Kenya shillings or 10 US dollars. Listen up, listen up. Guess what's happening? Your donations have been coming in, and we are short of just a few. So I need you to go ahead and make some more donations so that we can go to the Mara in the month of November and do our first distribution of the pads. Okay, we need about 20 to 22 more of you to make your $10 donations. And we'll have enough to go into a village and do our first 200 girls in the month of November. And we're going to take you with us. We're going to take you with us on that trip as we go to the village and do the AHADI pads distribution. We're also at the same time going to do a second project in the Mara whereby we are teaching young adults, both men and women, how to make pads. So we'll have a how to make pads workshop, and in the afternoon we'll be making a distribution to at least 200 girls in a particular village. I need 22 of you to go ahead and send in your $10 or your 1,000 shilling. Can I count on you? Can I count on you? Can I count on you? Please let me count on you. I need 22. Just go right ahead and make your contributions so that we can go in the month of November. So between now and next week, let the 22 of you send us the money. Send us $10. You can do $20. Whatever your heart tells you to do, you can do it. I need 22 to step up to the plate before next week so that we can plan to go up to the Mara in the month of November and give out our first 200 pads. So we're counting on you. All right, coming up next on Queen Mother Speaks, we will have, well, let me just say, I'm going to say tentatively we'll have Miss Sheri Jackson. We'll find out during the week. And we're going to have Dr. Mickey, who's going to be on the show talking about the global Mau Mau. And yes, the Talila Report with Elizabeth Myers will be back again on next week. So again, thank you for tuning in to Queen Mother Speaks. We're going to, let's see. Okay, we have like 1 minute to go. So we're going to end the show the way we always do by giving out the kiss. Kiss with the left hand, kiss with the right hand, and then both. Are we ready, Nana? Are we ready?
I'm just talking and I was on mute. I'm ready.
All
Don't
right.
forget, sign
Let's
up for
start out with
BLISSIPLINE right now. Start with your left hand.
our left hand. Okay.
And make sure you share this kiss with somebody today.
Okay. Now for the third one.
Mm-mm.
Both hands.
Mm-mm.
We love you.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to Queen Mother Speaks every Wednesday, every week, 10
Live.
a.m. New York time, 5 p.m. Kenya time. This
Absolutely.
is Queen Mother
Mother
Speaks.
Speaks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.